I know that the process is continuing. The Secretary's decision will be made on the basis of the facts and the law. I know that that we are working hard through the interagency process to get this done, and more than that, because it is in process, I can't say.
Okay. Let me just note that
I will, with your permission, I will carry back your views and the views.
And I'd like you to carry back another message,
yes, sir.
And that is, if indeed you are correct, and what I am seeing is not an accurate picture, and what I'm seeing is roadblocks and not an intense commitment, but I hope I'm wrong. Okay, what I'm going to do is let my colleague, Mr. Carnahan, proceed with his questions. We have about 15 minutes to go, and then we will break for votes on the floor and come back for the second panel. Mr. Carnahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here. I guess I wanted to get back to this redesignation issue, Ambassador, and describe for the committee that process, where exactly the process stands. Let's start with that.
I appreciate and accept the chairman's comment that I'm representing the whole department, so I take that on board. That said, I'm not expert in the process, but I'll do my best to answer your questions straightforward, as straightforward way as I can. The process involves interagency input that is nearly complete, then an exhaustive and comprehensive package goes up to the Secretary for her consideration, I believe. I believe this will happen soon. I can't promise you a timeline, and I don't believe in making promises I can't keep, but that I can tell you that the issue of redesignation is one that is much on the Secretary's mind, and she knows this is coming.
And is it anticipated that will be done before or after the December 31st deadline?
I can't say. I can't say, and I can't give a promise. I can't.
I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking for your best knowledge and information. You can't say. I understand. Because this is not this is based on the facts and the law, and I can't to make a promise that I couldn't keep is something I am loath to do. I'm not asking you to do that.
Or a commitment.
So let's move on. The other time frame I want to ask you about, and maybe you can elaborate more on, is this December 31st deadline with regard to the efforts that you describe are underway. And again, I appreciate those efforts. I think they are urgent. And I certainly want to be sure, I think everybody here wants to be sure that there is not another humanitarian crisis or massacre because of inaction or delay. So my question is, with regard to that time frame, do you foresee us being able to process those 3,000 plus people who have applied to get that process completed before that deadline?
As a practical matter, unfortunately, no. That is not. Now, yesterday, but if you want, I can elaborate on the issue of the timeline and the problem it poses.
Please do, but just an additional follow-up.
Yes,
and so within that process, is part of the effort that you're undertaking now discussions to extend that deadline to allow proper time for this to happen? And if you would talk about that as well.
Certainly. Yesterday, the UN Security Council had a session on Iraq, and a large portion of it was devoted to exactly this issue. Afterwards, the head of the UN mission in Iraq, Martin Kobler, who's leading these efforts with the government of Iraq, who had flown in from Iraq for this session, told the press that he believes the government of Iraq should extend the deadline.
I would now yield to Judge Poe.